and welcome to Trashy Trashy, where we take a dumpster dive on this week's garbage people and a look at all the trashiest news stories. My name is Erica, and I am your host.
My name is Cassandra. I'm your other host. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Trashy Trashy.
Oh, Regal, how are you?
I'm doing so good.
Good.
How are you?
I'm wonderful.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anything particular happened this week?
Had a very tearful therapy session. I painted half of my office but couldn't finish the whole thing. I started a new job, but like whatever. Gosh, nothing else really standing out to me. What about you?
I went to a drive-through drag show on Sunday night.
Uh-huh.
They had it at the Rose Bowl. And what it was is they had like a big main stage, and then they had a shit ton of mini screens out in the parking lot.
That's fun.
And so I lip synced along with the girls, and it was a blast.
Love it.
You weren't supposed to honk, but people were honking, like as applause.
I know, it's hard not to, I bet.
It's the instinctual. It's like I'm clapping inside of my car, but what else can I do but honk? I had to show him some love.
So you honked. You weren't supposed to honk, but you honked.
I did. I honked.
Oh, Erica.
I know, but it felt good.
Yeah, totally.
Felt good. Why are you trash this week?
I love to lie, and that's why I'm trash. So my Sig-O, he is having to get some construction done on his condo against his will. Some weird HOA stuff and mold and things that whatever. So he's having to get his kitchen redone. And so, figure since he's having to do this big renovation, like might as well get some stuff that you like, you do their new kitchen. And we both have, full-time jobs, but his is like full-time plus. So he's been needing to go and look at granite and hasn't had time. And I'm like, where these places are open. These places are open during business hours only. So like anyone with a full-time job, you can't go look at granite. They're not open on the weekends. So I was like, I'll go and look at it for you. I'll take pictures. So I went in there just like guns blazing and just lied and oh my god, yes, I'm here to look at granite, considering quartz as well. I don't know, me and the hubby we're redoing the kitchen, and it's just been like such a nightmare. God, who can trust a contractor, am I right? Anyways, and like just lied up and down, like, oh, where do you live? Oh, me? No, I actually live up in Sunland. Like, no one lives in Sunland, but I said I did. I live in Sunland. So beautiful. We got mountain lions. We can see them on the Ring camera. It's really cute. I'd show you a picture, but my phone's dying. So like, just like lies and lies. It was, I don't know why. It's just fun to do. Like when you've got nothing to lose. Like all I was there to do was, because it's not fun to say, my boyfriend's condo had mold and now he has to get a new kitchen. And so he doesn't have time to come here himself. So I'm taking pictures for him. Yeah. Will you let me back there? Like, no. So yeah, it was great. I had so much fun just taking pictures of granite and chit-chatting about granite and backsplash and being like, oh, I didn't know you could do that with backsplash. That's so fun. And what about, oh, you're training today? How fun. Me too. I don't know anything about what I'm doing. It was a lot of fun.
That sounds amazing.
I'm honestly surprised I didn't give him a fake name.
Alexandra Wifflebottom, thank you.
Literally. It's just fun, and I can't say I got better service because of it, but I definitely, I'd be curious to see if it helped. Why are you trash this week?
Well, historically, I love going to concerts. Mm-hmm. I love a concert. I get sciatica. I will sit at a standing room concert.
Oh, Erica.
I have sat on the floor at the Staples Center.
Oh my god.
For a charity concert while the Imagine Dragons was playing.
Tight.
I politely sat. But one time, I'm a heavier bosomed girl, for those of you who don't know me in person. And I figured out that I could shove an entire bottle of wine down my bra into this like a hem of my skirt. And I snuck an entire bottle of wine down my bra into
Down the center?
concert. Yes.
Ooh. Okay. I mean, look, if you got this is nature's pockets right here. Like, because I've snuck in flasks, one with each titty into Dodger Stadium before, but never went for the full bottle.
Drank a full bottle of wine in the bathroom stall at the Wiltern.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, is there anything trashier than this?
You know what? They hate us because they ain't us, you know?
Exactly.
That's tote. I like that.
Yeah.
That's tote? I said that's tote. It's because I was going to try to say it's tight and something else happened. I'm so embarrassed. I'm really, really sorry. If the listeners don't want me to come back, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I've never smuggled in?
What?
I've never smuggled in meth anywhere. I'll tell you that much right now.
Oh, well, sure. I mean, you don't need boobs to smuggle in meth, but what are you talking about? Are you talking about a first story?
According to businessinsider.com, United Flight forced to make an emergency landing after a reported someone's ear being bit off.
Ah, damn it, United, the Greyhound of the skies. Sorry, I'm being sassy, but like, everyone shits on Spirit, which myself included. I would never fucking fly Spirit. But United, don't you think that you're any better? Like, if Spirit is the Florida of airlines, United is probably like
the Oklahoma.
I didn't want to say it. I'm glad you said it.
Well, a flight from Newark to Miami was diverted after police were alerted about a disruptive passenger.
The suspect bit and punched other passengers and had to be sedated with Benadryl. Been there. My mom used to love giving me Benadryl on like long car rides.
Really?
Yeah.
Too active?
Like, is that good? Like, is that allowed?
That's some like flowers in the attic level drugging. That's pretty great.
What does that mean?
There's a V.C. Andrews short story called Flowers in the Attic, and basically they're being drugged. I'm not explaining it right.
Take a shot, everybody. Erica's referring to another random short story that we're all supposed to fucking know. Do you have a degree in short stories?
I was a lit major.
Oh my God.
So basically, a rich woman runs away with a man that her parents didn't want her to marry. So she had 4 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then the husband dies, leaving them destitute. So she goes back to her rich mom. But her mom, they hide the children and the mom in the attic. And they're slowly poisoning them. And they're not allowed outside of the attic. And then there's incest between the older siblings. It's a whole thing.
No, I think definitely I was just a kid and my mom didn't want to deal with me on long car rides.
Got it. Not slowly poisoning you, just giving you a little bit of Benadryl.
Not that I know of.
Got it.
Maybe she'll report back when she listens to this.
Mama Trash Can, update us.
Yeah. He was arrested after police found 1.5 grams of methamphetamines in his pocket. Well, where were the dogs at the airport?
Have I ever smuggled drugs into an airplane by accident? Yes, I have. I've accidentally had like weed mints in my purse. And now it's
edibles.
legal. Edibles are fine.
The dogs don't get the edibles. It's when you have,
hard drugs.
My brother tried to convince me that you could, if you have enough socks balled up around pot, you can get it in through an airport.
I wouldn't test it.
No. No, I'll let him deal with that.
The flight from Newark to Miami landed in Charleston, South Carolina after a reported of someone's ear being bit off. The spokesperson for Charleston County Aviation Authority Police Department told USA Today.
One passenger told police that the suspect, identified as John Yurkovich, was agitated after a visit to the bathroom. Yurkovich began to scream and thrash around, and then he proceeded to hit a passenger with a closed fist and broke their glasses. No.
That's the worst offense to me. It only takes 8 pounds of pressure to rip a human ear off.
What?
I read that recently. 8 pounds of pressure. That's not very much.
I mean, don't test it.
Not from us. Don't you dare think about 7.5 pounds of pressure on an ear, trashy listeners.
You knock it off. You lighten up that pressure.
Others tried to restrain Yurkovich, but the initial victim received a deep wound to the ear during the scuffle, USA Today reported. Another passenger was punched by Yurkovich and told police that he thought his nose had been broken, the media outlet said.
There was another passenger that was punched in the temporal region. Wow. Rude. Right in the temple. That's a sucker punch.
That's a sucker punch.
And then there was a doctor on the flight who tried to pacify Yurkovich by injecting him with Benadryl. This I'm confused about because who has Benadryl?
I guess
injections.
I guess this doctor just carries them around.
He's like, he brought them for his kids.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Newark to Miami flight's a rough one, But he's like, I guess I'll use this on this guy. Well, that's crazy.
Police apprehended Yurkovich once the plane had been taxied to the gate. His hands had been tied behind his back with zip ties and a belt when the police approached him, the media outlet said.
He was arrested and charged with possession of intent to distribute methamphetamines. And I hope, a lot. Is 1.5 grams a lot?
That can't be very much. I don't think so.
So how is he going to distribute them? It seems like just, is 1.5 grams of drugs a lot? Most drug arrests involve a gram or less. Okay, yeah, no. I don't know. It sounds like no.
Well, I certainly wouldn't ever want to be caught with 1.5 grams of meth on me.
No. And if I did have 1.5 grams on me, I would probably take a car somewhere.
Oh yeah? What about a truck? A Frito branded truck?
A Frito branded truck, you say? But why?
Well, according to our next story from thelostogle.com,
real life Frito Bandito steals truck and hauls ass to Enid. Remind me the story behind the Lost Ogle again?
It's Enid.
Oh. Okay.
Do you want to
Sorry?
That's okay.
No, I don't want to try it again.
So the Lost Ogle is a Oklahoma news source that spoofs and talks about the news with an editorial lens.
Oh, I don't get that. Why would anyone do that ever?
Exactly.
That's crazy. Why wouldn't they just be journalists and talk about it like we do?
Well, sometime in the late 60s, Frito-Lay had a somewhat offensive Latino character, inappropriately enough called the Frito Bandito. I'm going to say that it was very offensive and inappropriate.
Yeah. So he was retired in 1971, but apparently he's made a comeback this weekend. And even better, he is some 34-year-old white dude named Joshua Karp.
The flavorful tortilla chip thief stole a large delivery truck when the driver stopped at a drop-off at the Circle K on the Northwest 39th Expressway in May, home of some of the terrible Subway sandwiches, by the way, and eventually made it to Enid with a full chip haul.
I would love to know the motivation of stealing a truck that's very, very easy to spot and doesn't go very fast. What do you think you're going to do with a truck like that? Said Captain Jeff Spruill with the Oklahoma City Police.
I'll tell you the motivation, says the article. A truck packed with those delicious Frito-Lay snackables. I'll admit that many times I've seen a sliding side door and some of those chips just sitting there, and the grand temptation has been hard to fight. But not wanting to be a stereotype to my people, I've routinely fought against it. It's a hard life, says the article.
Is the article getting paid by Frito?
I believe so.
I've had Fritos. They're fine.
Have you had Fritos and bean dip?
Yeah, I've had Fritos and bean dip. Mama Trash Can's favorite snack, in fact. But I still like the writing here. The flavorful tortilla chip and delicious Frito-Lay snackables and things like, I don't know. Something smells fishy here at the Lost Ogle.
Well, they might be getting paid by the inch of writing because when I was a reporter for the Comanche County Chronicle in high school, I got paid by the inch, by the print inch of article. So they would literally print the paper, take out a ruler, measure how long I had typed, and then that's how they determined how they paid me.
So I'm really good at like editing things and making like things shorter and more concise. So I could definitely come into one of those kind of companies and be a shark and be like, I think this could be shortened. And then everyone would like hate me.
I would, if I covered, I was a terrible journalist.
No, you're not.
Back in high school.
Okay.
And I would cover like Christmas programs and, basketball games. And I would print out every kid's name in the paper.
Erica, you're like the Bible.
I was padding it up. I was padding inches left and right.
Begat. So look, they shot this guy's tires out, and then he finally, got stopped. I don't know what he was planning on doing, because it certainly couldn't have been just to eat a bunch of chips. Like, I think that this guy, was maybe looking for the rush.
Oh, I mean, I've been tempted to like pop into a mail truck before. Haven't you? Like just seeing a mail truck with its open door.
Yeah. I mean, anything that you're not allowed to do, you kind of want to do.
You just, a little bit, you want to do it.
Like, ooh, yeah. Like, I really want to. Sometimes you just like see someone's kid and you just want to hit them.
Oh my God. Just not to hurt them, but just to flick them.
Just like a little like bop on their nose. Like, get.
Just stop that. And you know who else had that instinct?
Uh-huh.
A Florida woman.
Go figure. I mean, that's, by the way, the only reason that I said that is just to set up the segue. I don't actually want to hit kids. I feel like it's important I say that.
It's important that we disclaim we do not want to hit children.
It was all for the segue, baby. It's all for you, trash cans.
According to both the New York Post and KVUE.com, sent in by Maya Worthy.
What up, Maya Worthy?
Florida mom shows up to daughter's school wearing boxing gloves, fights child, and gets arrested.
Edith Riddle, 34, arrived at a school wearing a boxing glove and telling officials that it was super glued to her wrists and she couldn't remove it. Really?
We've already learned our lesson with Gorilla Glue.
I don't think that that's some... what is it like to live somewhere where you can kind of just shrug that off and go, okay, well, anyways, your kid's in the principal's office. Like... You can be like, why are you wearing a boxing glove? I glued it to my hand. Oh, all right, well, the principal's ready for you. Like, that's fucking crazy.
A Jacksonville mother is charged with child abuse after a fight with another student on the campus of DuPont Middle School last week. Jacksonville police arrest reports state. So
the school safety officer heard a teacher's frantic announcement over the school radio that there was a fight occurring outside the cafeteria at 12:14 p.m. When the officer arrived at the fight, he found that Riddle had been involved in a physical fight with the victim, which is a kid.
Riddle had just been exiled from the school with her own daughter after a meeting with the vice principal on campus, according to the report. Rather than exiting the campus directly, the daughter walked out her way through the cafeteria to engage the victim in a fight.
So this girl got jumped by the mom and the daughter.
Yes. Tag team.
But the mom wore a boxing glove to not leave bruises? Question mark?
A witness said Riddle appeared to have a boxing glove attached to her left hand, so she must have been a lefty.
Yeah, I mean, I got a mean left. I'm a right-handed person, but I got a mean left.
I've been in a wrestling fight. Like, I wrestled my best friend in junior high, but I've never been in a punching fight.
I don't know that I have a mean left because I've hit someone in the face. I know I have a mean left because I've hit punching bags before for fitness.
Mm-hmm.
It's important, again, that people know that as well.
I don't know why I assumed you were fighting anyone. I don't know why.
I get it. I've been in a fight before, but never one that causes more than, for me to give him a hook.
Uh-huh.
That's like a serious fight.
Yeah. Well, this seemed pretty serious as well. The victim suffered abrasions to her knees and forearms, according to the report. The girl's parent arrived at the school and told police she wanted to pursue criminal charges, the report says.
Yeah, so the parent took the victim to the hospital, and I mean she's getting arrested and charged with 1 count of child abuse with a personal and special weapon. Knees and forearms. That's a weird place for her to get bruises.
Well, if she was ducked into a ball, like to protect your core and to protect your head,
Oh, smart.
that would make sense.
Man, don't beat up kids. Don't beat up anyone. I think we can agree adults don't get in fights.
Adults shouldn't get in fights, and they certainly should not fight children.
Don't fight children and don't abuse animals.
Those are 2 very easy rules to live by.
Yes.
Speaking of animals, let's get into our next story from foxnews.com. We
Ooh.
are fair and balanced news source.
Yeah, we're just bringing you everybody. What is Fox News' slogan these days? Standing up for what's right. I think that we do that here.
I concur. I concur.
Maybe we'll get jobs at Fox News.
I would love to be brought on as a special correspondent from Fox News.
Would you?
As like the liberal voice, I would be unprepared, ill-equipped.
I almost feel like you do better because I feel like I don't watch Fox News, but when I've seen it before, because again, I'm fair and balanced, of course, I always feel like the liberal, they'll bring on some sort of liberal professor or something, and it'll just be 4 people talking over them and yelling at them. So honestly, maybe they could use someone like you to just go real off the cuff.
Just from the hip.
I just know that for sure I would probably say something wrong.
That's what I would be embarrassed to say something wrong. That's why I typically don't get into arguments with people.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to let that go because I know I have a fuzzy memory, but I know the general fact is true that I'm trying to state.
Yeah.
One time, 8 years ago, I went down to San Diego to visit a girlfriend, and we were day drinking. And this is one of the most intelligent, well-spoken people I've ever met. And we started hanging out with these guys down at the beach, at a beach house. And she gets into an argument with one of them. And I come in, guns a-blazing, and just back up everything she said. She's wrong as hell. She was speaking out of turn and was not correct on this fact at all.
But you're a ride or die.
I'm a ride or die, and I come in and I back her up hard. And we are basically asked to leave because of this argument.
I like that. I like that energy.
You know what energy I don't like?
Yeah, we should get back to the story. You're right.
Swan terrorizes homeowners by constantly knocking on the front door.
Extremely irritating.
Residents of a town in England have been dealing with a confusing nuisance involving a swan that seemingly likes to knock on doors. Unfortunately for homeowners, it apparently will knock on a single door for up to 3 hours.
The phenomenon has been going on for 5 years in Northampton, East Midlands, Southwest News Service reports. According to the news outlet, no one is sure why the bird is behaving this way. The swan has been there for 7 or 8 years with its mate, homeowner Stephen Leggs told the outlet. Around this time, 5 years ago, the male swan started messing around with my front door. It rattles the letterbox with its beak and stands in front of the glass.
He starts by rattling the letterbox, then bashes the metal with its beak quite loudly. The racket reverberates to the whole house, Legg alleged. It doesn't do any damage, but it's extremely irritating. Sometimes it does it up for 3 hours at a time, other times only once or twice.
The man said that he does not feed the bird and remains mystified as to why it's attracted to his door. He's tried to install devices to scare the swan away. He was able to temporarily stop the swan by covering the whole door, but that also stopped the local mailman from delivering the mail. Hey, guy, you don't need your mail to come right through your mail slot if your swan, put out a mailbox.
Put out
Ding dong.
Maybe that's against the HOA rules.
These fucking HOAs.
With their granite countertops and backsplashes and...
Bitches.
According to the news outlet, the bird has been targeting houses on one specific block.
Another local, Wendy Howard, who lives near the block, told the news outlet the swan has been doing it almost every day recently, and I think it's pretty funny to see when I walk past. But I'm also glad it's not my house because it's very noisy, and it would depend on how early it started. It happened about the same time last year, and I think they could be hungry in nesting season. At first, I couldn't believe what was happening, but I've gotten used to it now. Well, of course you have, Wendy. All you have to fucking do is walk past it.
Yeah, Wendy.
Wendy's like, I'm used to walking past that. Like, it's like living down the street from a fire station and being like, I'm used to seeing fire trucks now.
I love how polite these people are in dealing with it. Like the British seem to be, just more, oh, well, I'm bemuddled, I'm confused, and they're not like outright angry. Like an American would have shot this swan.
Oh my God, yes. That swan would have been served for Easter.
Yep. Happy Passover, everybody.
Oh, happy Passover, you guys. Well,
speaking of getting shot for intruding.
Whoa. According to TMZ.com, yes, we got boom, Fox News, boom, TMZ. Home intruder gets comfy, makes a drink, and takes a shower. I'm reading how it's written.
3 exclamation points.
Big capital letters and bold.
Notable garbage person Johnny Depp's pad apparently has a hotspot for unwelcome visitors this year. Cops say the latest one really made himself at home.
Law enforcement sources tell TMZ cops got called to the actor's Hollywood Hills residence on Thursday by a neighbor who spotted an apparently homeless man hanging out in the neighbor's backyard near the pool.
Neighbors told the police the man took off when confronted and hopped a gate, which actually got him closer to Johnny's house.
So was the homeless man at their pool? Or was it at Johnny Depp's pool?
I think it was at their pool, jumped the fence, got into Johnny Depp's property.
Oh, no. That sucks. So they're like, 911, we have a homeless guy hanging by our pool. Can you come get rid of him? Oh, wait. Oh, shit. He went to Johnny Depp's house.
He's suddenly draped in scarves.
He jumped through and now he has 14 bracelets on. Oh, wait, it was Johnny Depp the whole time.
One source says shortly afterward, the police were called again, this time by Depp's security team alerting them that someone was inside his home.
When cops arrived, we're told they found the man taking a shower in one of the bathrooms, and he refused to come out, so cops had to kick down the door to arrest him.
Along with the shower, the intruder who allegedly got into Depp's booze stash and made himself a drink. We're told he booked for felony vandalism due to a damaged door in the home.
That's a big booze stash.
That's a huge booze stash.
That's like Scrooge McDuck's booze stash. TMZ would like to add that they broke the story that cops arrested a female intruder at Johnny Depp's home back in January as well.
What is it with people breaking into Johnny Depp's house?
I don't know, Erica. I mean, there's an allure and appeal to Johnny Depp that I do not understand at all.
I don't get it.
When I was in middle school, the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise was, beginning. And me and my middle school friend Carla really, really liked Orlando Bloom. And it was kind of this whole thing of like, there was no, you either liked Orlando Bloom or you liked Johnny Depp. And to me, I look back, I don't see an era of Johnny Depp where I'm like, he should have appealed to middle schoolers at all.
What is the...
Maybe like Crybaby Johnny Depp.
Crybaby. Yeah, Crybaby Johnny Depp. But
that was so long ago. Like, Captain Jack Sparrow should not have been hot
to a middle schooler.
Yeah, like, Orlando Bloom's character, whatever his name was, he was soft and pretty, and now it's just making more sense how gay I was, but like, it just, I don't know. It was just, I never made sense to me, and it still doesn't. Like, Johnny Depp always looks like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No shade.
He has embodied the character a bit, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, he's funny, though.
He's a piece of shit, but he's kind of funny.
I mean, a lot of pieces of shit are funny.
Unfortunately.
Look at us.
Look at these two turds floating to the top.
I don't think we're pieces of shit like Johnny Depp is, though. I shouldn't make that comparison.
Correct.
False equivalency.
Let's get into our next story from channelnewsasia.com.
This is a great story.
Taiwan pleads with citizens to not change their name to Salmon.
A top Taiwanese official issued a plea on Thursday, March 18th, for people to stop changing their name to Salmon after dozens made the unusual move to take advantage of a restaurant promotion in a phenomenon that has been dubbed Salmon Chaos, where around 150 mostly young people have flocked to the government offices in recent days to register their name officially.
The cause of the sudden enthusiasm was a chain sushi restaurant. Under a 2-day promotion, which ended on Thursday, any customer whose ID contained Yu, the Chinese character for salmon, would be entitled to all-you-can-eat sushi meal along with 5 friends.
Taiwan allows people to officially change their name up to 3 times, but the Taiwanese officials are not amused. So this kind of name change not only wastes time, but causes unnecessary paperwork. Ooh, and we know how much cops hate paperwork.
The Deputy Interior Minister Chin Su-yin told reporters he urged the public to cherish administrative resources.
I hope everyone can be more rational about it, he added.
You know what it's your goddamn job to do? Process paperwork. You signed up for this. You need to suffer the consequences.
Like, look, there's consequences for everyone involved. And if it's different if you're saying, hey, don't change your name to Salmon. You might regret that. It might not be as easy as you think to change it back. But if you're just pissed off because you have to do extra paperwork because everybody wants to be Salmon right now, just do your fucking job, right?
It's 150 people.
Yeah. And 150 people, you're not the only person who's doing that job. You got a coworker. You and Susan split the fucking work and just do it.
Yeah, you got 75 apiece. You get them knocked out by lunch. And then you go get some sushi for lunch.
Yeah, change your fucking name to Salmon.
Local media ran interviews with people who took advantage of the promotion.
I just changed my name this morning to add the characters Bao Ching, Yu, and we already ate more than US dollars is $235 worth of sushi. As a college student surnamed Ma told TVBS news channel in southern Kaohsiung City. I'm so sorry if I'm saying any of this Chinese wrong.
Roughly translated, Ma's new moniker means explosive, good-looking salmon.
Fuck yeah.
I want explosive Erica Curry to be my new name.
Oh, man. I like that. Some of the other people that the media's finding is someone changed their name to Salmon Prince, Meteor Salmon King, and Salmon Fried Rice.
United News reported that one resident decided to add a recorded 36 new characters to his name, most of them seafood-themed, including characters for abalone, crab, and lobster.
See, that's smart because the sushi chain might be like, okay, salmon promotion's done in 2 weeks. After that, we'll reveal what your name needs to be. And like this guy's like, bring it on, assholes. I've got all of them. Lobster, albacore, tuna. What do you need? I'm ready. I'm never paying for sushi. Me and my 5 friends are never paying for sushi again. I mean, this is incredible. Is there a restaurant where you would change your name to eat there for free with 5 friends?
Jessie Boy.
What's that?
Jessie Boy is located at the intersection of Vine and Santa Monica, and they do a Korean fried cauliflower. That is the best thing. I would rather eat this than a steak, and that's saying something from my farm-bred Oklahoma ass. Like,
wow.
Jessie Boy, get it on Postmates, get it in the restaurant, tip your Postmate carrier at least 25%. It's so fucking good. I would change my name. And it's my sister's name, Jessie. So, it would be a little weird, but I would change my name to get Jessie Boy.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be to change it to Jesse. You'd have to make your name like fried chicken curry. Fried chicken curry.
That sounds amazing. Delicious.
Or slider curry. Potato roll curry.
Mmm.
I'm trying to think what I would do this for. I love a good Italian sandwich from this place called pastrami as well from this place called Giamella's. I'd probably change my name to some sort of sandwich in order to receive, free sandwiches for me and 5 of my friends.
Cassandra Hoagie Cardenas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's basically what my name is already.
Well, our next story comes to us from a man who will need to change his name after what he did.
Oh my goodness. People just can't help themselves. According to the dailymail.co, a man is arrested on suspicion of child endangerment after taking a toddler into the San Diego elephant enclosure. This is crazy. So we're using a UK website to report on something that happened in San Diego.
I just think the Daily Mail covers all the garbage news in the best way.
It's a good source.
The shocking moment, a bull elephant charges at a man and his 2-year-old daughter after he risked their lives breaking into the zoo enclosure so he could pose for pictures.
Did you see the video?
Yes.
It's crazy. So basically there's a short, waist high fence that's like long curved. So it's not just something you can like step over easily, but you can get over it. And then about 7 feet away from that is a like wire fence with pretty big gaps between the wires. So it's not in his defense. In general, this is not a difficult enclosure to break into. However, like if you have any fucking working brain cells, you're not going to do it.
Yeah, rule number 1 is don't interact with the animals inside of their enclosure at a zoo.
Like this is an effective system to keep the elephants away from you, because we would like to hope that you don't need to be kept away from the elephants.
Now, we can't get into the ethics of zoos and if that would be a whole other conversation, but
that's ethics podcast,
which we are not.
No.
Jose Manuel Navarrete has been arrested on suspicion of child endangerment.
So he's 25 years old and he's got a 2-year-old child, I believe, 2-year-old daughter, and he snuck in, posed for a picture. Everyone watching him was like, "Whoa!" because an elephant started charging, and then this shocking footage shows the 25-year-old dropping his child as he flees. He didn't drop the kid. I mean, he basically like chucked her through the fence to get her on the other side of it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, that makes it sound like he dropped it and left her behind.
Yeah, he chucked is the best description of what he did.
Yeah. He chucked her through the fence. She lands on her face.
God.
And then he gets out and then scoops her back up.
And why are you in therapy today, Miss Navarrete?
Yeah, fuck. This is a bummer. So he's being held on a 100,000 pound bail, which is about almost $200,000.
Let me tell you what the pound to US dollar is right now. I bought tickets to a UK drag show happening next March in British pounds. And I was like, oh, it's about it's a little over $1. It'll be fine. My credit card alerted me like, are you sure you want to make this purchase? And I was like, of course I want to. Like, I get it. You're flagging it for fraud because it's in the UK. It was like almost double what I thought I was going to pay.
Right now, it looks like it's $1.38.
Yes. So close to $1.50.
Yeah.
It blew my mind.
Whoa.
When I got the credit card charge, I was like, this is worth it. But oh man, was I not I should have purchased this in US dollars to not have the sticker shock.
Oh, man. Well, you know what? You're going to have a great time, and I hope I can go with you.
I think we're going to do a live tour in March and February of 2022.
We're going to have to figure that out.
Speaking of Europe,
according to the BBC.com, French drugs haul was strawberry Haribo.
This week, police in Paris announced a fruitful investigation and a raid netting MDMA and ecstasy with a street value of over 1 million pounds.
Euro.
1 million euro.
Which is 1.2 million pounds. No, fuck. $1.2 million and 860,000 pounds. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeesh. So the sources close to the investigation now say that the pink powder that they found was in fact ground up sweets, or more specifically, crushed Tagada strawberry made by Haribo.
Which is my favorite brand of gummy bears.
Yes. I like the gummy bears that they have at Pinkberry. They're called organic fruity bears, and they taste weird, and I like them.
Ooh, that sounds yummy.
Mm-hmm.
It is not clear why the original haul was reported to be illegal drugs, nor seemingly large amounts of innocuous sweets to be ground up into powder.
Well, it sounds like someone was trying to make some fake ecstasy.
Does ecstasy have a sweet taste?
I wouldn't know, but I was thinking the exact same question. Of like, would that be a weird sensation to be like, oh, I just paid $60 for some ecstasy for us. This is yummy.
Drug seizures can easily be misidentified, as we covered the story last year of Thailand's largest ketamine bust was found out to be a type of cleaning agent.
I couldn't remember when I read this. I was like, did we cover that? Or was I thinking of my other podcast, Tranky Tranky?
Tranky?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Erica, I've been through a lot in the past few years, and I definitely, even just this last year, been through so much, and I wasn't sure I could ever love again. But then this next story happened, and I don't think I've ever loved anything more.
Oh, let's get into it.
According to NBC New York, a baseball field in Connecticut is in shambles after 25 gallons of gas were dumped on a wet infield and set on fire to dry it out. Now,
when I read this story, I immediately said, this is some Sterling, Oklahoma shit.
Oh my God. Well, turns out Sterling, Oklahoma can sometimes live in Connecticut. So the hope to dry out the infield before a Saturday Ridgefield High School baseball game resulted in flames shooting 15 feet in the air and estimated $50,000 worth of damage.
Tarps now dot the field at Governor Park, since Ridgefield was subsequently forced to hire a spill crew to spend most of Saturday and all day Sunday removing contaminated soil.
Okay, so basically what happened is that 15 to 20 parents who wanted their kids to be able to play in the Saturday game.
Play ball!
Oh my God, my kid, he has to play baseball. The pandemic, blah, 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 blah. But the infield is wet. Well, shit, what should we do? I have an idea. Okay, what's up, Craig? What's the opposite of water? Fire. And then 15 to 20 parents said, yup, you're right. It's fire. Let's go light the field on fire.
With 100 people stood around and watched.
Who was the first person to say out loud, Craig, I don't think this is going to work.
No, man, it's fine. It's fine. We got to let the kids play ball.
What the fuck? So this was a bad idea, and there's going to be negative consequences associated with that, says first selectman for Ridgefield, Rudy Marconi. I almost said macaroni. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people who were involved were looking more at becoming part of the solution, and they felt good in participating.
I've seen this happen. This happened in Sterling. We have lit fields on fire.
Why?
Because we had a softball tournament and the games had to go on.
Does this work?
In limited capacity, it works.
I've never heard of this in my life. never in a million years have I heard that, oh, the way to dry out a field is just to light her up.
I can picture, like, I have a vivid memory of this happening in Sterling growing up because we had games to play. Now that the bad soil is gone, state inspectors will be back later this week to test the grounds.
A representative for Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection told News 4 New York, environmental and health officials advise against ever using this method to dry a ball field because it contaminates the soil and could be hazardous to human health. Well, yeah, I mean, they use some real grass on these fields, but there's probably some fake grass. You're basically just burning plastic.
The smell alone is wretched.
This is fucking hilarious. Imagine you just went out to do a nice thing and then you find yourself 30 minutes later standing and staring at 15-foot flames, realizing you may have made a huge mistake.
You know, that's literally what somebody said, like, I've made a huge mistake. The town's insurance company is now involved. The adjuster told the town's leadership that this is going down as the top 3 most bizarre claims he's ever seen.
Man, sleepy Connecticut. You know what's bizarre to me?
What's that?
You know what? I have a better segue. Well, that's not even true. I don't have a better segue. I'm just realizing that's a bad one because this is not bizarre to me at all because we literally talked about it in Why You're Trash.
It's true. It's trash manifested trash.
Mm-hmm. According to newsbeyonddetroit.net, DUI suspect had vodka stash under bra. Don't get a DUI, kids. That's not what we did. But, you know, nature's pockets.
I took an Uber to the concert and an Uber home.
Yep. I walked to Dodger Stadium when I had all those flasks in there.
Mm-hmm. After transporting a Florida woman to jail following her arrest on DUI charges at a McDonald's drive-thru, cops discovered that she had an 8-pack of vodka stuffed in her bra, according to an arrest report.
You know, cops should just wait outside of fast food restaurants at like 2 a.m. That's like gotta be a DUI checkpoint.
That should be. That's where the people go.
Yeah. Responding to a 911 call about a drunk female that is driving all over the drive-thru, police Monday night found Brandy Stanley, 31, behind the wheel of a Pontiac SUV idling outside the McDonald's in Lady Lake, about 60 miles from Orlando. Man, Brandy driving a Pontiac in Florida. That is...
Bingo! I had it on my bingo card.
A wonderful sentence.
Stanley, who had been eating in the vehicle, smelled of alcohol and had glassy eyes, and her face was flushed, an officer noted. Additionally, when Stanley exited her car at the cop's request, she swayed from side to side.
Oh, man. I just had to Google what a Pontiac SUV looks like. They haven't made a Pontiac SUV since 2009, it looks like.
Oh, no.
Like, I got the vision in my head of imagining, like, someone said, hey, I just got a new car. Oh, my God, that's great. What you got? Did you get Tesla? Whatever you got? And, like, I actually got a Pontiac.
Oh.
Like,
a Pontiac?
You got a used car? Oh, okay. I'm focusing on the wrong things. We know this. After refusing to perform field sobriety tests outside of her Pontiac, Stanley was handcuffed and placed in the rear of a police car. En route to jail, Stanley reportedly uttered, just take me home. Let's forget this. I'm so stupid. I should have known better.
Upon arriving to the county lockup, Stanley continued to yell and scream at cops, resulting in several deputies assisting in removing the defendant from the vehicle.
Can you imagine if that worked?
Just take me home. Let's forget all this.
I made a mistake. I get it. I fucked up. Let's just go back home.
Mea culpa, huh? Just take me home.
So only after Stanley was extracted from the cruiser that police located an 8-pack of Deep Eddy vodka under her bra. One bottle was missing from the pack. Did she have one while she was in the back of that car? Oh, she was handcuffed. She couldn't.
While the court filings do not indicate the size of the individual vodka bottles, Physics dictates that they were 50 milliliter nips, the shot size servings associated with airplane imbibing.
Okay, so I need to talk about something very serious here. And this is for Erica and all the listeners. Am I the only one who doesn't do shooters?
On a plane?
On life.
You don't do shots?
I'll do shots, but I don't drink them out of, like, tiny airplane bottles. But, so, my cousin owns a liquor store in Colorado. She listens. And prior to even the fact that she owned the liquor store, but now that she definitely owns it, like, everyone in my family, like, gets shooters while they're, making their purchases. And I was like, is this just because of the liquor store? But then apparently, like, she's like, no, these are like some of the most popular things we sell.
That's wild. I've never.
Like, what am I missing?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever taken shooters. Now, I've smuggled those little airplane sized alcohols onto a plane before, but then I mix them in my drink.
Yeah, this is just, maybe it's a Colorado thing. I don't know what it is, but listeners, do you just casually buy shooters? Like, there's no judgment here because, like I said, a lot of people in my family and also everyone who, shops at that liquor store apparently does. It's just, I didn't know. Like, I can't just put that tiny bottle to my lips and drink it without, like, I can't. I need a wider glass in order to get it all down. I don't know. But so Deep Eddy vodka is like, that's the vodka
In
choice
Austin.
of Southwest Airlines,
Mm-hmm. It's made in Austin. It's great.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I like a Deep Eddy. You know what else I like?
What?
When my paycheck hits my bank account every Friday.
Oh, wow. What's that like?
Well, this Fayetteville man won't know.
According to Fox 5 Atlanta, Fayetteville man receives last paycheck in oil-covered pennies dumped on his driveway. Yikes.
A Fayetteville man said his last paycheck from his former employer came in the form of 90,000 oil or grease-covered pennies dumped in his driveway. Andreas Flatten said he left his job at OK Walker Auto Works in November of 2020. He was supposed to get his final paycheck, but was having difficulty getting it.
Flatten said he even contacted the Georgia Department of Labor to get help. And in mid-March, he said he finally received the $915 he was owed, but it was not in the form he was expecting.
Flatten said he was leaving his home to go to the store when he noticed the pile of oil-covered pennies. He said on top of the pile was an envelope that said, "Fuck you," and contained his last pay stub.
You don't have to write "fuck you" on the envelope. I think he got it.
Yeah, that was stated.
He's like, hold on. He might not understand the message. He might think that I'm just paying him pennies. Fuck you.
I know a man in Tulsa that paid his rent in pennies, like on his last rent. He paid it in pennies. And I was like, that's the pettiest thing I've ever heard.
The pennies now sit in a wheelbarrow inside of Andreas's garage, and the weight of the pennies has deflated the tires of the wheelbarrow.
If I've done my math correctly, 91,515 pennies should come out to about 2.5 grams each, about 504 pounds, he said.
When did this person have time to, like, not get caught dumping 500 pounds of pennies on this person's driveway?
Think about, the logistics alone are mind-boggling.
How do you even get that many pennies? Is this fake? Is this fucking fake?
No, this is real. I've had 2 news sources back this up.
Wow. That's so... Like, what do you do? Can you take that to the bank?
Well, he sits in his new routine is to now sit in his garage at night and clean off the pennies with a solution of dishwater, vinegar, and water. Even with the solution, it's hard to get the pennies clean.
I think that's going to be a lot of work for money I've already worked for. It's going to be hours upon hours of just things to clean up all this money so that it's even able to be spent. It's definitely not fair at all.
Fox 5 did speak to the owner of the business over the phone, and he said that He said he paid Fatten in U.S. currency and did not want to be a part of the story.
I mean, yeesh.
Yeesh. That is the pettiest thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do? He's right. I paid you, didn't I?
I paid you, motherfucker.
That's crazy. Not as crazy as our next story, though.
And our jokes about the story will not be evergreen, that's for sure. According to the businessinsider.com, an excavator is trying to help free a ship stuck in the Suez Canal, but a photo shows how hard that'll be.
A massive shipping container has been blocking the Suez Canal for more than 2 days, and a photo of an excavator trying to dig it out shows just how hard it will be to free the watercraft.
The Evergreen became lodged in the heavily trafficked waterway in Egypt on Tuesday morning.
The ship, which is 1,300 feet long, is stuck on the ground of the canal, and it's unclear when and how it will be moved.
Experts have said it takes weeks to dislodge the ship and cause strain on the vital supply chain route that connects the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea.
And it appears workers on the ground are trying everything to get the ship to move, including a construction excavator that looks miniature against the giant ship.
It's become a meme, like how tiny this excavator is compared to this massive ship.
The meme is like, you guys can't get more than one tractor? I'm a little confused how the ship got, because it's stuck sideways. And that's why no one can get around it. But like, I'm a little confused how that happened.
I don't know the origins of the boat or how it happened, but in my mind, I'm like, this is just like parallel parking. Like you back up a little bit, you turn.
Yeah, there's been a lot of memes. There's that scene in the first Austin Powers where he gets that trolley like stuck like this, and he just has to back up and back up and back up and back up, and they just put the ship on it. It's very funny.
Yeah.
It's even funnier when I explain it. We should pause for laughter.
I read that there are livestock that could face starvation, and like it's a huge deal. I just know that ship's captain feels like an asshole.
Now, this is going to be stupid, but can't like they just put like other big boats in there to like push it?
I don't think that's the way it works.
I'm just asking, you know?
Yeah. I mean, no, there's no bad ideas in brainstorming.
Yeah, we're just spitballing solutions. I'm just wondering, you know, you put a plow on the front of a ship, and then you kind of just like you hit it from one side to the other, or maybe you have like some hitting it from the left in the back, and then you hit it from the right in the front, and everybody just kind of plows it and turns it right ways.
I mean, I feel like the only solution is they're going to have to blow the thing up.
What's on it?
Like cargo, livestock, you know, it's like huge cargo shipping containers.
Shit.
It's why.
I mean, they can't just blow it up.
I don't know how they're going to get it out.
You're right, though. There's no bad ideas.
There's no bad ideas in brainstorming.
Yeah, but maybe another excavator.
A side story to this, just kind of the headline, but a boat falls onto Florida interstate and shuts down traffic on Friday night.
So according to the OrlandoSentinel.com, Florida Highway Patrol worked to remove a boat that blocked highway traffic on Interstate 10, the Crestview Fire Department said Thursday night.
Westbound lanes of Crestview were blocked after a large boat landed on the highway, according to the Crestview Fire Department Facebook page. There were no injuries and the scene was cleared while FHP handled the boat's removal, according to the Crestview Fire Department.
Like, how were there no injuries, though? I mean, it literally looks like somebody like just like jumped their speedboat bad.
Yeah. My favorite tweet is from Isaac Fitzgerald, and he said, "Are boats unionizing?"
Fun stuff, you know? I mean, Trump's gone. We need things to talk about, and boats are, you know, filling the void.
Thank you so much, Evergreen.
Thank you, boats. I have another story from Maya Worthy.
Ooh, according to wearetv.com, missing Florida woman rescued after found naked in storm drain.
Like you do.
A Florida woman was pulled from a storm drain in Delray Beach Tuesday morning after spending 3 weeks in the sewer system.
Her name is Lindsay Kennedy, and she is 43 years old. And a woman called 911 on Tuesday morning to say that she could hear a woman yelling for help from a sewer drain at the intersection of West Atlantic Avenue and Southwest 11th Avenue.
Kennedy told the police that on March 3rd, she went for a swim in a canal near her boyfriend's house. She told them that while she was swimming, she came across a doorway near a shallow part of the canal.
Kennedy said she entered the doorway and noticed a tunnel. Looking for terabithia, she claimed to become curious. Oh, shit, that was a bad joke. It's not terabithia, it's Narnia. That I was thinking of. God damn it. Fuck.
Say it again.
Okay, you're right. Kennedy said she entered the doorway and noticed a tunnel. Hoping for Narnia, apparently, she claimed that she was curious on where the tunnel led and continued to follow it. Bitch, if you're swimming in a canal, shouldn't call her a bitch. Try to adjust my language. Ma'am, if you're swimming in a canal, the ma'am somehow felt more insulting than just calling her bitch, huh?
True.
It really did. All right. Hey, lady! If you're going to swim in a canal and you see doorways and tunnels, it's the fucking sewer.
Yeah, it's not clean water. It's not where you want to be. It's where it lives.
Yes. So she got curious. She continued to follow the tunnel, and then the tunnel led to another tunnel, and so on. And then she realized that she was lost. So she was walking around the sewer system for approximately 3 weeks.
This is what blows my mind. Kennedy said that on Tuesday she saw a light. She stayed in place where she was rescued because she could see people walking past her.
So she was reported missing by her boyfriend on March 3rd. The police said that Kennedy appeared to be coherent and that she didn't feel like she needed to be Baker acted, which Baker acting in Florida is an existing law providing temporary institutionalization of individuals who meet a certain criteria.
Police reports state Kennedy's mother was contacted. She told the police her daughter has a history of mental illness and a frequent user of illegal narcotics.
She also said that her daughter has a history of doing odd things and making bad decisions.
A source close to the investigation says Kennedy has been released from the hospital.
I mean, this is bananas. I like her whimsical spirit, but this is insane.
I can't imagine wanting to explore a sewer. Like, did you think you were going to find the Ninja Turtles? Like, bless her heart.
Yes, bless her heart indeed. If you see a door in water, just leave it. It goes to a sewer.
Yeah, that's it. That's the exploration. A sewer.
You're not going to have weird shape of water fish sex. You're not going to find an underwater Narnia. You're going to get stuck in the sewer. No one has explained why she was naked, by the way.
That is peculiar. Like, did she strip down after a certain amount of time? Was she swimming in the canal naked to begin with?
3 weeks without food and water.
She allegedly, I saw somewhere, and this could be from Twitter, so who knows the validity, but she found ginger ale in the sewer. I got questions. I got more questions than answers.
I'm glad that she's okay.
I'm glad that she's okay and was released to her family.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm so ready.
It's time for the dumpster fire of the week. Ew. So this is according to Twitter, the New York Times, fucking everywhere. We're talking about the shrimp tails and the Cinnamon Toast Crunch Box.
Cereal is a staple of the American breakfast table, consumed by millions of people every day and tied for many to memories of childhood. So when a story began circulating this week about a disturbing discovery in a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, consumers were horrified.
None more than Jensen Karp. On Monday morning, he ate a bowl of his favorite cinnamon sugar stripe cereal. As he began filling a second bowl, we've all been there, something plopped out of the box. I picked it up and I was like, this is clearly a shrimp tail.
He looked at the bag and saw what appeared to be another tail. Both were encrusted with sugar. I got really grossed out and I'm medicated for OCD, so this is a total nightmare for me, he said.
Mr. Karp, the 41-year-old comedian and writer and alleged creep in Los Angeles, took a picture of the contents and sent it to his wife, Danielle Fishel Karp, who is, of course, Topanga from Boy Meets World.
He sent a form submission email to General Mills, which began selling Cinnamon Toast Crunch in 1984, documenting what he'd found. Soon after, he posted a picture of the items on Twitter. Eventually, Cinnamon Toast Crunch reached out to Mr. Karp through its brand Twitter account.
Privately, they were still being very nice, he said, offering to send a replacement box, which he politely declined, and then they issued a public statement on Twitter.
After further investigation with our team that closely examined the image, it appears to be an accumulation of cinnamon sugar that sometimes can occur when ingredients aren't blended thoroughly. The statement from Cinnamon Toast Crunch read, "We assure you that there's no possibility of cross-contamination with shrimp."
That didn't sit well. I mean, this is so gross, honestly. Like, if you haven't seen the pictures of this, it fucks me up. And I think, Cinnamon Toast Crunch needs to because it grosses me out and I'm thinking about it too much. A replacement box of cereal does not solve this problem.
No, this is a factory problem. A friend suggested that he re-examine the bag of cereal. After looking again, he wishes he hadn't. In addition to a few objects that Mr. Karp described as shrimp, skin-looking things, and small string, something that looked like pistachio, all encrusted in sugar, he noticed a small black piece of some squares in the bottom of the bag.
These he feared could be rats' feces. So that's what I'm trying to get tested now, because the only thing that really matters to me as far as that is if I can get sick. So he drove to Quest Diagnostics. They're not able to test it, but he's got someone else testing it now, I think. He bought a 2-pack of Cinnamon Toast Crunch in a large box containing 2 bags, and on the other bag of cereal, he noticed what appeared to be clear tape along the bottom, leading him to believe that the boxes may have been tampered with.
He allegedly bought them at the Woodland Hills Costco.
I think they found like dental floss or something in one of the other bags too.
All of this is fucking disgusting. Like, there's no question that this is gross. You follow the Twitter thread. But what's come out ever since about Mr. Karp is the real dumpster fire and what's super interesting about this story.
So, according to the dailydot.com, 3 women say that Cinnamon Toast Crunch guy, aka... Hold on, the dog is drinking water behind me. Can you hear it? It's cute.
No.
Oh, well, it distracted me. 3 women say that the Cinnamon Toast Crunch guy was an abusive boyfriend.
His milkshake duck moment turned into something much more darker and more complex.
What's a milkshake duck moment?
A milkshake duck moment is it's a Twitter phenomenon where somebody tweeted in 2016, "Duck drinks a milkshake." Hours later, I'm paraphrasing, duck turns out to be racist.
Oh my God.
So it's when something goes viral and then the true story of the nature of the person is uncovered.
Right. So by Wednesday, stories from women who claim Karp has a history of being abusive and manipulative started coming out.
Actor and writer Melissa Stetton referenced a trending LA Times Twitter headline about Karp's viral moment, asserting that he is a manipulative, gaslighting, narcissistic ex-boyfriend who once told me he was surprised that I hadn't killed myself because my life was so worthless.
Whoa.
Writer Stephanie Mickus said she was previously blocked by Karp on Twitter because I am not gracious enough after a surprise threesome, but not before I was told to be careful or I would never work in this town again.
Writer Rory Uphold said, I ended up in the hospital. It took me a year to recover mentally and I still struggle. Elsewhere, she said Karp is the most abusive person I've ever been with.
They reached out to Karp for a comment. Now, he also was extremely abusive allegedly to his writers for a show that he had, like screaming at the writers and like doing racist things, allegedly, according to another Twitter thread that we found about Karp.
This is crazy.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. Like, 2 things can be true. He can have found shrimp tails in his cereal and he can be a piece of shit.
Yes. Damn. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, it's weird. It's just weird how these things happen. Like that maybe hopefully these women who've now been able to go public with their stories a little bit feel like some peace, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably like hard to see, your abuser's name pop up in the media 100 times.
And to feel the sympathetic of the public, to be, oh, poor thing.
Right. And, oh, wow, he's going to sue Cinnamon Toast Crunch for a lot of money.
For being, yeah, they basically gaslit him saying, like, those aren't shrimp tails.
Yeah. Well.
But it's wild.
Ooh.
That's our dumpster fire of the week, everybody.
And it is hot fucking garbage.
Are you hoarding anything?
Yes, I am.
What are you hoarding?
I am hoarding giving pets middle names.
Oh, I love it.
So I was in San Diego last week and I had my dogs with me. We were staying at I talked about it on the podcast. I was staying at my boyfriend's parents' house while they were out of town. And my dog Athena got on her hind legs to investigate something that she should not have been investigating.
Mm-hmm.
And what poured out of my mouth was Athena Grace. And it just now has just like taken my world by storm, that you can yell at your animals all you want, but when you add a middle name, it just really, really it packs an extra punch. It's fun. And you almost like, I feel like I have a new dog.
My cat is named McCullough, but his full name is Benjamin McCullough Curry.
Oh, okay. So your cat goes by his middle name.
Uh-huh.
I see. See, I have a dog, Bella, and she's named after a street in Pasadena, Bellefontaine Street. And so sometimes I'll use her full name, but it doesn't hit as hard as having, because I haven't given her a middle name yet. I was dabbling with Josephine, but it just doesn't. It'll when it comes. She's got to do something wrong, and then I'll be able to find it.
Yeah, it'll be natural when it happens.
Yeah. So my sweet Athena Grace Cardenas, little troublemaker. It's fun. I recommend you guys all do it, and please tweet and Instagram tell us what you have named your pets. What are you hoarding?
I am hoarding a burger place called Amboy Burgers. It is in Chinatown in Los Angeles. They are open from like noon to 7. Best fucking hamburger I've had maybe in my life.
Ooh, okay.
I got a double because they're smash burgers, so they're super thin.
Okay.
And it's plain, no bells and whistles. It's like pickle, a little bit of ketchup, a little bit of sauce, and cheese and a hamburger. So fucking good. I can't express how much I loved Amboy. They're a butcher shop as well, so the meat's like super fresh. We got some sea salt from them. They didn't have beef butter, but we ordered beef butter when they were out.
Beef butter.
I don't know what it is, but we want to try it. It was freaking great.
I'm looking at their menu right now, and yeah, this seems like something I could very much get on board with.
It's it's a little out of the way in Chinatown, so I recommend going with somebody, have somebody run in, grab the food, and then eat it right there because the fries are freaking amazing.
I might do this for lunch.
I don't know if they're open on weekends.
It says Wednesday through Sunday.
Well, then hell yeah, get yours. It's great.
Fuck yeah, girl. Good plug. Are you throwing anything away? Yeah, I am actually. So I'm trying to watch all the Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to watch all of them. I'm going to watch all of them. And I'm watching them chronologically as they occurred in the universe. Not the order they came out, as they occurred.
Okay.
So what do I need to do this? I need fucking Disney Plus. I have Disney Plus. I'm on year 2 of paying for fucking Disney Plus. This app So I got it when it first came out and I was like, man, this app sucks. But, like it's brand new. They're probably overloaded, whatever. And then I kind of forgot that I had it. Like I knew I had it, but I never used it. Now I'm like, okay, I'm finally going to get my money's worth.
Mm-hmm.
This app fucking sucks. I've got 3 smart TVs in this house. It's not my TV's fault. It sucks on every one of the TVs. How is this like one of the biggest media companies ever and has like some of the biggest movie titles that exist, which that's for Monopoly podcast, but like why the fuck does your app suck so much? What the fuck is going on?
I don't love the interface. It's not great.
I put a tweet out about it, and I even had to watch my wording of the tweet because I didn't want to like jump down Disney's throat at fear that Disney adults might come for me.
Right.
Be like, how dare you talk about our Lord's app? Like, but it's not a good app. It's really shitty. And, like, do I need to just sit down and watch this Captain America movie, like, in one sitting? Yes, but I don't live that kind of life. So if I need to come back to it and watch 20, 30 minutes at a time, I'm still watching the fucking movie, but every time I open up the app, it's like, just doesn't work. Or sometimes it does. Fuck you, Disney Plus, your stupid app.
Speak on it. Speak on it.
What are you throwing out?
I'm throwing away littering.
Oh, wow.
It shouldn't be controversial, but I live in a city and my sidewalk is full of litter sometimes.
Wow.
And it drives me bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's tacky. There are trash cans at the end of the the little block. You can make it. You can hold on to it. Sometimes it's like entire meals just stashed in windowsills. And I hate it.
In windowsills?
Like windowsills.
Like you took your trash and you just put your shit on someone else's windowsill?
Yeah.
That's so bad.
It's so bad. Anyway, where can the people find you, Cass?
At Cass Cardenas on Twitter and Instagram. I told everybody you could watch me on All American last Monday. I was wrong. I didn't know that. I didn't know that they were taking like a little break. So in late April, it will come back. But
I have my DVR set to record.
Okay, perfect. You can also find me turning fucking 31 next weekend. Please don't find me. I'm literally going to a remote location to block it out. But I'm just shamelessly plugging that it's my birthday next week. April 3rd, babies. Oh, and every Tuesday night on the Nooner Podcast on the Smodcast Radio Network. Oh, and actually, well, we can plug this next week also, but Erica, you and I are on an episode of Whack Brackets that's dropping not this Monday, but next Monday.
Yep.
So, set your subscribes, little trash cans, to subscribe to Whack Brackets so that you make sure that you get our episode and other episodes, because Whack Brackets is a very fun podcast.
Absolutely. You can find me at Iconic Erica Curry on Instagram and at Gillygal on Twitter. And I will be on an episode of It Stinks, a podcast about the animated TV show The Critic.
Oh, cool.
TBD on the drop date, but subscribe because that's also a super fun podcast if you loved adult animation when you were a child.
Yes. Buy my book.
Buy my book. You can find us at Trashy Trashy Pod on Instagram and on Twitter, or at www.trashytrashypodcast.com.
Yes. If you go to trashytrashypodcast.com, you can fill in and tell us why you were trash this week, and we'll read it on air.
And please, we love it when listeners send in stories, so keep up the good work.
Yeah, thank you so much, you guys. We love you so much. And I love Erica so much. It hurts.
I love you so much. It hurts. You know what else I love?
What?
When people rate and review this podcast.
Oh, I fucking love it.
I just love it. Thank you so much for the rates and reviews. And you can, again, find us in the iTunes charts on Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Tell a friend. Hey, Cass.
What's up, girl?
Stay garbage.
You stay garbage.
I will. Bye.
Bye.